Alrighty, so you have a 6-0 then at this point. So let's turn our attention to one of the first real tests for this team, other than Oklahoma, in my opinion, and that would be Purdue. Uh, this game was hard to watch last year, and I remember it was especially hard for me last year because I was sick with COVID, and it was all I could do to keep my head up to go look at my phone in bed. So 9-4 was their overall record. They averaged 29.08 points per game, ran for 84 yards per game because I guess they didn't like running the ball, but they sure threw it well for an average of 355 yards per game. That's a crazy average. Total of 439 yards per game average. They averaged 367 yards given up on defense, 22.4 points per game, 158 yards by the rush, 209 by the pass. Nebraska. Our offense scored 23 points from last year at home, ran for 130, passed for 269, out-yarded them by 59 yards, 399 to 340, but they scored 28, ran for 116, which was well above their average, and passed for 233, which was well below their average. So how in the holy name, Husker football, did we lose this game?
Wasn't that like
Plain
all
and
of our
simple.
season last year was we had better stats and better percentages and
All
more
year
yards
long.
than that, but we just
Problem was we kept giving the ball away, and in this game it was no different. It was 4 INTs by Martinez, with one of them being returned 67 yards for a touchdown, and that was the difference in the game. So with that lovely lovely
Trip
feeling
down
in our
memory lane.
gut, Scott, why don't you try to work out any existential angst that you have about this game and give us a prediction?
Yeah, dude, it's going to be a rough one. I think the context, as I'm predicting it to be, which is, back-to-back wins against, you got Indiana and Rutgers, and should be pretty good there. And then we just go right at Purdue right after another away game. And this one, we still don't have an estimated start time for that one, do we?
Not that I know of. I haven't seen that one yet.
Yeah, I don't think so. Dude, yeah, it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a rough game. I don't think that we're gonna get blown out by any stretch of the imagination, but I do think this is where we take our second loss of the season. First one, as I'm predicting, to be OU. If you just compare the offensive rankings between Purdue and Nebraska, I mean, they're pretty similar. We're 71st in scoring offense last year. They were 62nd, so a little bit better. Their rushing attack, however, was absolute garbage. They didn't do anything in the rushing room. They were bottom of the barrel. They were 127th in rushing offense, 130th in yards per carry. So they averaged like 2.8 yards per carry. Right. And even though I didn't think our rushing game was all that great last year, in the running backs room, we still had, Martinez running around the field. That kind of helped that average go up. But, I mean, if you just look at it on a piece of paper, it's going to be a close game. And I think this is where we take the first loss of the season. And I think it's going to be something, I want to say it's going to be a lower scoring game just because they've got a good defense. We should have a good defense. I think that both of our offenses are going to struggle to get anything moving. And so I'm going to pick a 20-17 victory for Purdue. And it's going to be a painful last second field goal too. So it'll be 17
because
17.
We need to have at least one of those, if not two of those this year, right? Like you're predicting for OU.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. Unfortunately, this is also where I find Nebraska getting their first loss of the season. But of course, as far as my prediction is concerned, we're bowl eligible, which should make us as fans happy at this point. But this game just scared me. I have a feeling this might be where that new secondary of ours really gets tested in a way they haven't been tested and they probably give up their highest point total of the season. At this point, I have them giving up probably 31 points to Purdue, and Nebraska scoring 24. So I've got this as a 1-score loss. And at this point, Nebraska is 6-1, still obviously going bowling. Luke, what do you think?
I just mentally think this game is going to be just kind of like the Rutgers game and the Oklahoma game, to where either they'll get a slight lead and kind of just like get in their step a little sooner than us, or we'll be right there the whole game. I want to lean towards it probably going to go, shoot. I'd have to say maybe, shoot. I want to say it's probably going to be a 1-touchdown game, maybe 21 us, 20, 27. What is it? I can't math right now. But yeah, I just feel like they're going to beat us by 1 touchdown. And it's just going to be a tough fought game, and it's pretty much going to be probably a turnover in the 4th. And that's what's really going to settle it for us, or something, just something so small or simple, and not even going to get the refs involved. I don't even want to think about that yet.
So basically, you're thinking like 28-21, 1-score loss
Yes.
as well. Yep. All righty.